What's good, everybody? Today was a good day. And if you do not know what I'm talking about and you are a fan of the Second Amendment, I don't know where you've been. So if you don't know, let me recap. Some people who've been following my channel know that I applied for my carry permit in the far left, extremely blue, anti-gun state of New Jersey. Of course, I was denied, and a friend of mine, Mark, also filed and applied, and we actually were in the court together the same day. We both were denied, and our cases were eventually merged and then separated and made its way up. We went all the way to the Supreme Court of the United States. Now, at that level, I requested more time to raise more money. They gave me 30 days, and my case eventually died. Mark, on the other hand, took the money that we did have and continued his case, which was eventually shot down, and cert was not granted. Not too long after that, another case, well, actually multiple cases, went to the Supreme Court, and they were also denied cert. But out of all of them, there was a case that made it, the New York Rifle Pistol Association and their case. Now it's went through a couple of things, so now it's the New York Rifle Pistol Association v. Bruin, and it's been a long wait, but they finally got, they went through oral arguments, they did all that nonsense, and we have actually been waiting for the opinion to drop on that case for a long time. Now, my opinion, dating back when it was argued, actually probably even further back than that, back when they granted cert on this case, I thought Justice Thomas was going to be the one who wrote the opinion. The reason why I felt that way was because of his dissents that he has written in other cases that weren't granted cert, starting back with the Peruta case in California. He was pretty mad about at least 3 different Second Amendment cases that he thought should have been granted cert. So I knew if he had an opportunity to write this this opinion that he would do it. So as everybody it got into the season of the Supreme Court releasing opinions, the countdown was on. And the outcome was, because each justice gets to write an opinion each month, so example, if there's 9 cases that were heard in December, for example, each justice would get one and would write the opinion on it. So in this case, it started getting down to the nitty-gritty, and there was only 2 justices left who did not write an opinion, Barrett and Thomas. And there was no way the Chief Justice is going to let a basically newbie write such a landmark case. So therefore, it was going to be Justice Thomas, which I figured the whole time. Well, today, the opinion dropped, and sure enough, he wrote it. And just like I thought, I knew he was waiting to write this. I knew it, and I felt that he was going to kick all these left lunatic states right in the gut. And listen, it's 135 pages long. Now, I don't know, maybe 30 of them are Breyer's dissent, which I don't really care about, okay? But, and it has no weight bearing. But I got through 51 pages. And needless to say, this is an incredible opinion. Maybe there's a few things in there that I probably wish he would have just left out. But overall, it's an amazing piece, because everything that we thought could have been left open for debate, which then left-leaning states, especially us in New Jersey, that these states would find a word or a sentence and just latch onto it, just like they did the Heller case. The three little words "in the home" basically screwed left states since it came out in 2008. So me and a few of us, I guess, we were pretty concerned about the wording. Like, we thought we were going to win, but how far did he go? And we were also thinking the wording might be, kind of wishy-washy in order to get Chief Justice on board, because he can lean both ways. But surprisingly, I did think, if the way it's worded now, I was for sure thinking it was going to be a 5-4, that the Chief Justice Roberts would not jump on board. But it was so well written, it's kind of hard for, or at least in my opinion, it was kind of hard for him not to join. So the end result was a 6-3. So it's not a 5-4 where they can say it was wishy-washy. Oh, you barely won. This was a 6-3 win. And he, in the justice, he really goes in the 51 pages. He talks about it being unconstitutional. He talks about a lot about Heller and what Heller talked about, and McDonald. Talks about future judges, all the stuff that everybody who's in this and knew, but the states weren't really listening. He threw it right back at him, saying, "This is what we said in Heller and McDonald, and this is what we meant. Toughen up, suck it up. This is it." He also talks about the scrutiny. Should it be, strict scrutiny or intermediate scrutiny, or none of them? And just looked at the plain word text. He also talks about the two-tier approach. And that didn't go well for the left in this opinion, because he said the two-tier approach or two-step approach was one step too many, which I thought was a funny line. So he goes into that. He goes into so much that it's kind of hard for the states to sit back and go, how can we word a law or change our law to go around this opinion? And for example, we saw some kind of pretext that New York might think about changing what a sensitive place is. For example, I think the one proposed bill in New York was limiting it. So, okay, we're going to issue your permit, but you can't carry where more than 14 people congregate. Well, in New York City, that's everywhere. So basically they're saying, hey, we'll give you a permit, but you really can't carry it anywhere. So in this opinion, he talks about sensitive places, and those sensitive places being churches or courtrooms, hospitals, stuff like that. Things that we could all get around to say maybe people shouldn't be carrying guns there. Maybe. I'm not even saying that, because we all know that gun-free zones don't work. 95% of school districts in the entire U.S. are gun-free zones, and what happens? Because criminals aren't following the law. We all know that. That's the definition. And where do you think criminals can get away with the most? Where do you think they think they can get away with the most without any restrictions or anybody stopping them. It's going to a gun-free zone. That's just, I mean, yeah, criminals are stupid, but they're not stupid. They know if I want to commit this crime and get away with a mass murder, I'm not going to go into a place that's well known for everybody carrying. They're going to go to a place where everybody is unarmed. It's common sense, kind of. So this opinion is really good, though. He tears apart the whole talking point of Northampton's laws from the whatever 1500s, you know, and he goes pretty deep, and it's kind of like the left is probably going to have to come up with some real creative ways to try to go around this. But I really don't see how. One of the main things that's stated in the beginning of this, I think it's on page 7 and page 8. 7 says that, hold on, if you give me a second, I could probably tell you what it actually says word for word. Okay, I found it, and I really wanted to, I'm not going to read it word for word because this is kind of like legal talk, and it sucks to read. I'll just give you the bullet points. It basically says 43 states issue carry permits on a shall issue basis, meaning if you pass a background check, you get them. It further goes on to say, but 6 states, including New York and New Jersey, the government puts conditions, extra conditions on the issuance of a permit that says that you have to have a special need. And this is the point. I probably will read this word for word. Because of that special need, New York issues public carry licenses only when the applicant demonstrates a special need for self-defense. We conclude that the state's licensing regime violates the Constitution. Period. Slam dunk. That's basically special need, good cause, justifiable need, good reason, all those types of laws, they're all unconstitutional because they're all based on the same thing. You need to demonstrate you have a special need that other people don't have, and that's the only way you can get a carry permit. And in my case, the one that you guys hopefully followed my journey, I actually had a reason. I had a justifiable need, and I was still denied. So that's because they really don't want to issue any. It was just a way they knew that not issuing any permits was a no-go. Furthermore, another line I would like to read to you is the following. Quote, we agree and now hold consistent with Heller and McDonald, the Second and the 14th Amendment protect an individual's right to carry a handgun for self-defense outside the home. Period. End quote. That's all, folks. If, like I said earlier, states are going to try their best to rewrite their laws to go around this opinion. They're going to hire 5, 6, maybe 10 lawyers to nitpick the wording and try to find some kind of loophole. Guaranteed. But in the end, you can't get more blunt than to say, hey, state, your law that requires someone to show a special need or some wording similar is unconstitutional. Well, that being said, go good luck to everybody with your future endeavors if you decide to apply for your own carry permit in and if you live in one of these shitty ass states. Good luck. And that's all I have for right now. So until next time, peace.